What up, Long Beach? It's Tyler.
And Mike.
And welcome back to your home for local sports.
This behind-the-scenes video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company.
We take you to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, as the Poly track team is rolling deep for a track event as old as their school is, Mike.
We don't cover many things that are as old as Poly. The Jackrabbits homeschool, founded 1895, the same year that the Penn Relays founded here at Franklin Field, named for the Benjamin Franklin, Tyler.
The Benjamin Franklin. Pretty nuts. A beautiful backdrop for some track and field. The first race on Thursday, the girls' 400-meter hurdles, Kimber Payne, Ebony Crear. We've seen them quite a bit. 400 hurdles, a little bit tough. Longer than the 300 hurdles that they're more used to, which is already a grueling race.
I mean, in all honesty, I got kind of gassed just watching this race because it's so long. I mean, you can kind of see everyone start to run out of gas as they come down the back stretch. It's just a long way to go.
Jackrabbits in 2 and 3, both on the track and in position, as Payne looks to hold off Crear, can't quite do it, as Crear going to end up being second in the U.S., Payne third in the U.S., and you can see the toll it took, but all in all, Payne happy with how the race went down.
I did what Coach Hall said. I'm happy. The first 3 hurdles was good. I didn't stutter to the last hurdle, but then the finish was just not there. I thought the finish line was somewhere else, but I mean, I think the race was good for me. Just helping me. It's really practice for me to get better in the threes. For me, just getting back. So. Just get ready for state.
Now out to the field for some girls' long jump action. Poly freshman Zhane Smith on a pretty big stage, Mike, the day before her 15th birthday.
It's not just track rabbits, Tyler. The field rabbits are here too. Smith not advancing out of her flight, just 14th out of 18th overall, but she's not really here necessarily for that. She's here for the experience of being a 9th grader who gets to see the country's biggest stage for this sport.
The only freshman in the field jumped about 1.5 feet shorter than her best, but she will learn from this, and we expect big things from her moving forward. Now to the girls' 4x400 relay. Just the prelims here, Mike. Very talented team, and it starts with freshman Kaylin Roberts, who's the fastest in the nation in this event, running the 400.
Well, so they've got her out front so that they can get a lead early, and that's exactly what she gave them. Kind of nice to have that in your pocket. The best in the nation.
Absolutely. She hands off to another freshman, Autumn Wright, and she now giving to Holly Harris on the third leg. You can see the Jackrabbits opening up a pretty nice lead here in this preliminary race, and the anchor will be Ebony Crear. We've seen her in the 400 hurdles. Much easier to run the 400 when you don't have to jump over things.
You're right. You can actually just run this time. And, really, you've got to kind of soak this event in. You're looking at the Franklin Fieldhouse right there. This facility is over 150 years old, Tyler. One of the first big stadiums in the country. And so here you get to see Crear trying to hold off Olivia Baker. She's going to Stanford, and Polly's happy they'll never have to see her again.
Well, she was going to be there in the finals, but this split of 52-93 from Baker is going to challenge Poly, but they hold on at the line. You can see that crowd is pleased that the 3:45.20 was good enough to hold off Columbia High from New Jersey in that prelim.
Mentioned it's one of the nation's oldest facilities. As such, it is not one of the most modern facilities. You see Poly warming up here in the concrete walkway. That was kind of their home base, and you don't see that very often.
Yeah, the 4x400 the next day in the championship. Lineup change. Kaylin Roberts was ill and unable to run. Kimber Payne takes her spot. And now here come the Jackrabbits. The first leg is Autumn Wright. And in this situation, they're going up against some other older Jamaican teams. And they're really focused, as Wright hands off to Crear, they're focusing on finishing ahead of Columbia again and being the top team in the nation.
Right. I mean, essentially, they didn't really have much of a shot, I think, at the World Championship. It's safe to say that. But they did have a chance at being the top American team. Columbia in the red, trailing Poly right there. You see Poly in the pink, obviously. But you're kind of
just... That's the bright pink, Mike.
The bright pink.
Electric.
Excuse me. The new Nike pink. You're basically just waiting for this fourth leg, the anchor leg, to see, well, what's Olivia Baker going to do for Columbia? She ran a 2:02 split in the 4x8 to lead Columbia to a win in that event. And she's just, I mean, she's unbelievable.
She's absolutely dynamite. Holly Harris giving Kimber Payne a shot on that anchor leg, but you know it's going to be trouble. Even though it looks like she's got a big lead, Baker is that real, and once she puts on this final kick here, going into this straightaway, it was going to be tough for anyone to hold her off.
Just 54-10, not actually her best split even of the weekend, but yeah, I mean, the coaches said to Payne, it was kind of just whoever was running for Polly was going to get tracked down in that one. Columbia, 5th overall, 1st in the U.S., Polly 6th overall, and the U.S. silver in this race.
So not a bad showing, but could have been better. Maybe if they were at full strength, you never know. Girls 4x100 prelim. This is really the relay we've been looking at, Mike. That's Autumn Wright. Again, the freshman very busy on this trip to Penn as she's the leadoff leg. This is the one we've been looking to see, would they test and break the national record? When you're in a prelim, they're pretty much going to always blow the field away.
Absolutely. There's no heat competition for this Jackrabbits relay. They are the main event, and when Ariana Washington gets the baton with no one else on screen, you can bet they are probably going to cruise to the finish line.
Just watch the clock. They were the top American qualifier at 46.50, just what they needed. And there were boys out there as well. Stay with the 4x1, the prelims for the boys, and it's a cattle call out there, Mike.
Yeah, look at the cattle chute. This is unique, and especially in an event this big, that's a long time to line up and wait for your race, just looking at the 30, 40, 50,000 fans up in the stands. And you can see why it kind of plays with people. But Polly, a near disaster, Tyler.
Yeah, Jeremy Calhoun waiting in lane 6. His teammates were in lane 1. Thankfully, someone noticed and moved them to get that correct. Don't know how that would have worked out. But anyway, Polly in lane 6 figures it out as they have their running back, Calhoun, starting this thing off. And it was a good showing for Polly in this race as they're trailing for this entire heat. But it's important to put up a good time, and that's what they're able to do.
Because this was just about advancing. I think their win was always going to be qualifying for that World Championship final race, because this is not one of Polly's premier boys 4x1 teams. A lot of guys on here who have not necessarily gotten the shine, and I think they made a pretty big statement just to get to that last race. They're second in the heat, as you kind of expected, 6 overall, so they did make it into the World Championship race.
Yeah, Kingston there from Jamaica, but Polly right there in second. The top U.S. qualifiers for the 4x1, that's big time. We take you to Saturday. That's really the big day, Mike. Over 49,000 fans in attendance on Saturday, making a 3-day attendance of 108,660, 11 straight years of over 100,000 fans at the Penn Relays. And just an atmosphere like this for track is crazy. This is where the relays were invented, Mike.
Right, they literally call it the Penn Relays because the Penn Relay Carnival was the first time a relay race was run with a baton in 1895 at the first running of this event.
Here's the type of thing you would see USA versus the world in the 4x1. The crowd just electric, you can hear it. A pro-Jamaica crowd, but the U.S. staying barely in front.
Right, but this is just exactly as you said. I mean, you've got high school races sandwiched around these Olympians and world-class athletes. America winning by 1/100th of a second. How good of a race that was. So we go to the American High School Championship, America versus the World Boys 4x1 Championship. Calhoun again starting it off for Polly.
Jackrabbits in their new turquoise. They want to finish ahead of T.C. Williams right there in the red, white, and blue just below them in this race.
The only 2 American schools to even qualify for the final race. That's how good these Jamaican programs are.
Yeah, Jamaican me crazy because they are super duper fast. Polly can't get it done though. Unfortunately, their 42.39 is going to finish second in the U.S. by 31/100ths. But really, the race we came to see, the girls 4x1 relay, wanting to go for that world championship, wanting to challenge that national record at some point this year. Those 4 girls looking to do something special, and this is the stage. Senior Ariana Washington there on the left, senior Jade Lewis, along with sophomore Maya Perkins and freshman Autumn Wright, bouncing around, getting ready to go. This is a big race.
Well, you mentioned it's a long wait to get to the blocks, and when they got there, they were ready for this. This is the race they've been waiting for.
Autumn Wright starts it off for Polly, brings it around. She's going to hand off to Jade Lewis. Wasn't necessarily the smoothest exchange here, but still in decent shape as they bring it around. And keep in mind, these Jamaican teams that they're going against are older than this Polly team.
Right, they're 18, 19, 20-year-olds. The Jamaican team in blue that you see there, 2 18-year-olds, 2 19-year-olds versus a Polly team with obviously a high school freshman and sophomore. So pretty crazy. As you see the third leg, they're just always trying to give it to Ariana Washington with a chance, but you see there the lead is already so big. Tough even for the Oregon signed superstar to make that ground up.
Yeah, even the world's fastest teenager couldn't quite make up that gap. She's charging hard, almost gets onto the podium, but the important thing is Ariana Washington, and the rest of the Poly Jackrabbits the top American finishers in the Girls 4x1 Championship of America, which means...
With a new season best time, 45:63, and that means...
watches, Mike! They get the jewelry, and obviously they're happy about coming in as the top finishers. Never unhappy when you PR, and for a freshman like Autumn Wright, it was a great experience in this race.
I knew what I was up against, but I didn't let that get to me. I said, I'm just going to leave it all on the track. If they give me, they give me. If they don't, they don't. But I'm trying my best to do it for my team. So it just felt good. I didn't let them get to me. Anything. Like I say all the time, I'm not full yet.
We're not full yet. Our hunger is insatiable. Like,
We're still all eating.
Like, we eat. It's the day. One day we're gonna just be like on point and we're just gonna hit that time. Yeah, 44.
The mark that they want to hit by season end is a 44.5 to break Poly's national record back in 2004. The 120th edition of the Penn Relays was a lot of fun, and we think that's going to be a lot more fun following this Poly Jackrabbit track team the rest of the way. You want more special, exclusive coverage of the Track Rabbits? Got to keep it locked right here, your home for Long Beach sports.